Hi, it's Ivor David from the IT Bar, and I hope you are well. Okay, so what are we doing today? Well, we are going to be practicing our essential digital skills, our EDSQ qualification skills, and we'll be using this exam simulation to do this. All right, so we'll be going through the process, but you've got to understand that when you're using a simulation, there are some limitations to the simulation. As it's not a real test, you can't upload any files to the examining body because it's just a simulation, so they won't receive anything. So what you'll need to do is when you are uploading files, you'll be uploading them to the Google Classroom where we'll start our work, okay? So let me make my way to the Google Classroom and I'll show you where we start from. So we're going to go to Google Classroom right now and we'll start in here. So you make your way to the Google Classroom and you'll see the assignment for the EDSQ Entry Level 3 Test Sim. It'll look like this, okay? So this is where we're going to start, all right? So we'll click on the actual assignment itself. We won't click on the link directly, okay? We'll ignore this link and we'll go to View Instructions. And why do we go to View Instructions? Because we want to see the Hand In or Mark as Done option. Let me show you. If I click on View Instructions, you'll see now it says Your Work and it says Mark as Done. And it allows you to hand in your work and say, I have done this, to your tutor. Then you click on the link that will take you to the actual simulation, okay? So let's click on that link and our screen will change, and here we go. So this is the gateway, if you like, to the simulation. So it's giving you a dummy code here, a key code. We click on OK because it will just take us through anyway, and then we'll click on Confirm. So we click on Confirm and it will take us to the introduction page. And what we're going to do, we're going to start with part 1 and just work our way through. All right. So let's click on Next. Let's click on Start the Test, and then it will give us like a little introduction, tell us how many sections there are in part 1 because we are using part 1, and we'll go to Next to start. So the first thing it says create a folder to store your work. Your tutor will tell you where to store the folder. So if you're working in a college, you'll have a user area that is allocated to you, and that's where you will store your work. It's usually in the documents folder in your user area. Okay, so I'm going to emulate that and I'll save it in my documents folder so you get a proper idea of how it is. So I'm going to create a folder in my user area. So to do that, this is how we start. We make sure we have this folder. And the reason why we have this folder is because they want you to save all your work throughout the simulation or throughout the exam into that folder. If you save it outside of the folder, you may lose points. So it's very important that you save your work inside the folder that you create, okay? So I'll keep reminding you of this as we go through, right? Many times I've seen a student save outside and they lose points for good work, all right? So let's see, it says, create a folder to store your work. Your tutor will tell you where. I've explained where. B, rename the folder digital and you'll get another mark. So let's go and make that folder. First we'll go to File Explorer because that's where folders are created in Windows. So we'll go to File Explorer. Go to the File Explorer in the taskbar. You can also search for File Explorer in the search box if you can't find it in the taskbar. But here it is. And then File Explorer will open up, and then you'll go into the Documents folder. Okay, so let me just point out a little something about the Documents folder. I have made an extra folder called Documents in my Documents folder only for demonstration purposes. When you are doing this exercise, you go into the Documents folder and you'll make your new folder there. That's it. But you'll see me go into a second Documents folder, which is empty. And that will allow me to demonstrate to you without there being any clutter around it. So I hope that doesn't confuse you when you see me going into 2 documents folders. You will just go into the very first one that you have access to. I've just made a second one for demonstration purposes. So I've made a documents folder here, and you go inside the documents folder. And inside the documents folder, they said that we should have a folder. Let's just go back to the instructions from the simulation exam test, and we'll see it says call it digital, and if you see it's got a capital D, so I'm going to copy it here. It says rename the folder digital, so it's got a capital D, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go back to File Explorer. I think it's quite important that you go backwards and forwards from File Explorer to your simulation to make sure that you're doing things correctly. Okay, so I'm here now. I can see it says new folder up here in the ribbon, but the ribbon may not be showing. So if the ribbon's not showing, what you'll need to do is you'll locate this little arrow here. Can you see it here? And I'm going to click on it and that ribbon's going to disappear. So if the ribbon's not showing like now, you click on the little arrow and it pops straight up. And then you can go to new folder. There are other ways of creating a new folder. I'm only showing you one way. And this way I like because you see all the other tools as well. So I click on new folder and then I'm going to call this digital. I'm going to spell it exactly as it is in the exam. I'm not going to do it all in capitals or all lowercase or misspelled. I'm going to spell it correctly. So capital D-I-G-I-T-A-L. And that's how it's spelled. Then I press enter on the keyboard. And we've done the first thing. How many points did we get for that? So if I go back and check, it says create that folder, rename the folder. So we've got 2 marks so far, all right? We've created a folder and we've renamed the folder. So that's perfect. So we've got 2 marks, just as simple as that. So let's try and get our 3rd mark. Take a screenshot of the folder and save the screenshot in your folder digital. So what we're going to do is go back to File Explorer, have a look, and we're going to take a screenshot so it shows the path of where your digital folder is. So we only need around this much of the screen. We don't need all of the screen. So how we do that? Well, we're going to do a screenshot, and we're going to screenshot just a section of this screen, and we're going to put that screenshot into Word, and then we're going to save that Word document as screenshot in the digital skills folder. Sounds complicated, but just watch. And we'll just go back to File Explorer, sorry, my bad. And so let's do the screenshot first. To do the screenshot, on your keyboard, you'll see the Windows key, like the little Windows icon on your keyboard. Hold that down, hold Shift down, and tap S for screenshot. And your screen will go dark. And when it goes dark, you'll see like these crosshairs on your screen, yeah? And the crosshairs are going to allow you to select just a section of the screen that you want. So we want to show that we have got the section that demonstrates where we are. So this is enough. We've got down the left hand side, we can see which demonstrating that we've got the panel on the left hand side. We've got the location of the folder, and that should be enough. That's all we need. And I let go, and it's taken a screenshot of that. So we immediately need to go into Word and paste that screenshot. So let's do that now. So we go down to the bottom of the screen, and if we don't see Word, we go into the search box and type W-O-R-D, and Word will pop up. We click on Word, wait for Word to load up, give it a few seconds, be patient, and then we go to blank document. So we click on blank document. And here we are, we've got a blank document in Word. And all we need to do now is, I tend to press enter a couple of times, 1, 2. I just do that because I might want to type something at the top in future. It's just something I do. And then we want to paste. So there's many different ways of pasting, but why don't we just go to the paste icon, which is right here? Not that little arrow, but that little paste icon, which is right here. So we click on paste, and there you go. Your screenshot is pasted into the Word document, okay? So now we need to save this screenshot as something specific. So let's go and check. We go back, yes, we go back to the assignment, and it says creating a folder. We go down here, it says take a screenshot, save the screenshot in your digital folder called digital, and we need to name it task 1 with your name, okay? So let's do that. So we're going to call it task 1 with your name and save it in the folder called digital. So let's go back to Word. This is fun. I'm actually enjoying this. Go to Word over here, to the Word icon, click on that, and we're going to call it task 1 with my name. So we'll go to File, Save As. Then we're going to go to Browse. So this is the route. Just take this route, go to Browse, and then we look for Documents. So we'll find the Documents folder, which is here. And then inside the Documents folder, you'll see the digital folder that we created. Don't forget, we have to go inside the digital folder. Many people save out here, and then when I'm marking your exams, it says if the learner has saved outside of the digital folder, they get no points. And you might have done all the work perfectly. So make sure you go inside. To go inside, you just double click on the icon here on the left, double click, and now you're inside the digital folder. And we know that because if we look at the path up here, it says documents and then digital. So we're inside that folder. The last name on this list means that's where we are inside. And then we need to call it task 1 with your name or my name. So we just click on here, do task 1, and I'm going to put a hyphen here, space, hyphen, space, and I'll put my name, Ives David. There you go. And we're done. And do I click on save now? No, you wait for a second. Take a breath. I know you're in an exam, but we take a breath and make sure we've done it correctly so we don't have to go back and wonder if we've done it all right. We check, yes, the path says documents and digital. We're inside the digital folder. It's called task 1 and it's got you got your name, okay? So I think that is perfect. So let's click on save. And there we have it. If you look in the task bar at the top, it says that it's been saved. And what we can do now is we can actually close this up, but let's just check to make sure. So we go back to the simulation and make sure that we've done everything. So we've named the screenshot task 1, your name, and now we need to upload the file by choosing the file thing. Now remember what I said to you. If you click on the file thing, the file button, in the simulation, it will take you nowhere. I'm not going to demonstrate. There's no point in clicking on this because it will take you nowhere. In the exam, when you're doing the live exam, you'll click on this and you'll simply just click on upload and it will go straight up. It's very, very simple. With this simulation, if you're doing my class, then what you'll do is that you'll upload it to the class, okay? So let's move on. To upload it to the class, we'll go to the class. We go back to the class up in the tabs at the top here, and you can see it says EDSQ EL3, so we know that's the correct tab that we want. It takes us back to the task, and this is the reason why I had said to you, click on the link, the correct view assignment link, so that you can see this option to upload your files. Here it says add or create, so we click on add because we want to add a file. We go to file, and then we're going to locate the file. So we go to browse, and then we're going to go to documents, and we'll find our documents folder, which is, where's the document folder? There you go. And we can see our digital folder. This is what happens when you organize yourself and you save things in the correct place. You know where to find them. Go to digital, and there's the task. And we click on that and click on open. And that will upload to me in the classroom. Again, this is only for the simulation. And there you go. That's it. So that's what I would expect to see. And you can just go to turn in or hand in. I'm going to hand that in. I'm going to confirm that I hand it in. And so far, so good. All right. Job done. So now we can go back to the simulation and see what else we have to do. So it says download the observation record by clicking on the link below. Now, like I said to you before, downloading and uploading doesn't really work here. So we could even try and download it and it will start asking us to go through the process, but eventually it won't work. So what we'll do is you're going to download it from the classroom, okay? So that we can follow on the next steps. So let's go back to the classroom here, and you'll see the observation record available for you to download. So you'll click on observation record, and you'll see the preview of the observation record. It's just a dummy one, so don't worry, it's a simulation. This is not where you'll download it from. You'll click on these three dots here and go to open a new window. Now again, in the exam, it will not be this complicated, okay? This is just Google Classroom, and this is how it works. So this is just another lesson for you. So we'll click on that, and you'll see a similar window, but this will be the download window. and you'll see the download icon up here. See it here? Or if you don't see it here, it will be inside this menu here with the 3 dots. So you'll click on the 3 dots and you'll see download, the download option in here. Okay, so we're lucky we got it here. It's on the outside, so we click on download. Did I do that right? Yeah, and it's automatically taken me to the digital folder. Let's just say it took me to pictures, for instance. Then we've got to make sure that we locate the folder that we want. So I've scrolled down, I look for documents, and then I look for documents again. Where's documents? There you go. I look for documents, and I find the folder. Always make sure you go into the folder. So I double click and I go into the folder, and this is where they say that you must save your file. And this is so that when you are doing the next steps, you can locate your file quite easily during the exam. Okay, so we've located the folder. We've checked to make sure we're inside the digital folder. We've got the name of the file. We click on save here. And it's done. So it's downloaded. See, it says here. So that's it. We can close this screen up. We don't need this anymore. So we go to here and we close that. And we're back to the instructions. And what it says, in the new window, open up your email account, email your tutor a copy of the observation record. So that means, and your tutor will give you the email address. So let's do that. So we need to get ourselves a new window. So we go up to the tabs, we click on the plus, and we go to Google, and we'll find our email. So we'll go into our email account. We'll open up our email account and ignore all these. This is just my dummy student, so I don't really reply to anything in here, and I'd hardly ever come in here unless I'm doing a demonstration like now. And then in Gmail, I'll go to Compose. So I'll click on Compose over here on the left-hand panel, and then you'll see I'll get a box over here allowing me to compose. The first thing I want to do is, it says that I must send it. Let's go back to the question just to be sure. So I'll go up to the tabs, and it says email your tutor a copy of the observation record. So what they're really saying to you is that they want you to attach it to the email. Okay, so we're going to go back to the email, back to the tab at the top, and we're going straight to attachments first. We attach it before we even put the email address in, because you can't send the email without an email address, right? But you can send the email with an attachment, without an attachment, very easily. And I've received many emails from students during the exam, and they've sent me the email, but they've been so nervous they forgot to send the attachment. So you don't want to be that person. So let's go straight to attachment first. We go to documents, and we look for the digital folder. We go inside the digital folder, and here we have the observation record that we downloaded. And then we go to open. And now we know that it's been attached. We can see that it's attached here. Now we put in the email address of the recipient. So in this case, you will be you'll put my tutor email. So you'll put in David I@BrentStart. So that's my email. And that's what you'll put in to send it to me if you're in my class, in my Brent class. And you need to fill in subject. It's good to put the subject in. So you'll put in observation record. Observation record. Okay. And I would put my name first. Whoever you are, you'll put your name. So I'll put Ives observation record. Because when you do a subject, you want a person to have an idea what it is that you're sending to them without them having to go into the email and see whose it is. It's just etiquette, okay? It's just polite. And then you send a little message saying, hi, Ives, please find attached, because that's what people say, my observation record. There you go, full stop. Take a breath and then check. Always check. You make sure the email's correct, that's correct. You make sure your spelling's right, and then you make sure that you've typed everything correctly and the attachment is there. Brilliant. Now you click on send. And we can go to sent just to make sure that it's there. And there we go. We can see that it's been sent. So we've done the job. So let's click on the simulation and see if there's anything else we need to do here. That's it. In the box below, state the date you sent the email. So I'll put today's date, which is, what's today's date? I'm losing track of time. What's today's date? It's the 24th of October. All right. So 24th, the 10th, 24. And in future, it won't be. It's amazing when you put dates down and then you come back to them later on. Anyway, so you future people, this is how you do it. After you finish putting in the date, what you'll do is you'll click on next, okay? So I'm gonna click on next and we move on to part 3. Okay, part 3 is quite interesting. What are we gonna do in part 3? So part 3, or task 3, is searching for information about train times, okay? And you can get 3 marks for this. So let's go on, let's get this done. So it says choose one of the events you must travel to by train. So I want to see some live music every Friday and Saturday. And where is it? It's in the basement in Bristol. In the basement in Bristol. So I'm going to go here. I could choose this one. You could choose either one. But this one, the entrance fee is cheaper. And I'm on a budget. And I'll save my money for the food. So let's see. Use the internet to find train times from your nearest station to the event. You want to arrive before the event starts. That's 3 marks. So let's see. The event starts at 7 p.m. So you've got to keep that in mind, okay? And also be wary that when you see these instructions, sometimes they tell you that you've got to be aware of the date that the event is actually taking place. So here it's on Saturday. So be careful when you're searching for train times, you're looking for a train time on Saturday, not Friday or the day that you're actually doing the assignment or the test. You need to check to make sure it's the date that is on the instructions here. So it's going to be Saturday, 7 p.m. Bristol. So that's what I need to do. I'm going to go to a new tab up here. And I'm going to give you a tip. I go to trainline.com. So I'll go to trainline.com. I go to Trainline. And when I get to Trainline, we'll enter the information that we want. So Wembley Central is near me. Go to Bristol Temple Meads, because that's where the event is, in Bristol. We'll say out at 6 p.m. That's a bit late. We'll arrive at 10 p.m. So we'll end up missing the event. So we don't want to do that. So we need to change this time and say what time we want to arrive. So let's look at arrival times, because right now it says 6 o'clock on Saturday. So we go to arriving by, and I think we should put it to arrive by 5. So we have plenty of time to get ourselves to the event. So let's try that and see what happens. So out by 5, and let's see if it does its job. How are we doing? Okay. All right, so Wembley Central, we can go down a bit more. It's a bit early. That says 12 o'clock on Saturday. We want to go out a bit later, so we go later. Oh no, we'll arrive by 5. So I think this one would be the best one for us, where it says 5. So we'll choose this one here. Okay, we can hang around and we'll come back. Okay, it looks like we're going to have to leave at 9, 7, 8, 9. All right, we'll leave at 9 on Saturday. That's all right. Let's quickly go back to our assessment. It says, take a screenshot and name the screenshot trains and save it in the folder, the digital folder. So let's do that very quickly. So we go back to our results. We're going to do our screenshot again. So you go down, you tap, hold down the Windows key on the keyboard, hold down the Shift key and tap S. The screen goes dark. And then we use our crosshairs, and we make sure that when we do highlight, you notice that I'm including the address bar. This is so essential that you include the address bar and all the relative information. If you miss out the address bar, you will not get a point. So I'm warning you now. So this is why we do the simulation, so we can practice. And we include all the information to say that we are going to go from one place to the next, okay? So we can let go. And then we just need to open up Word again. So we go to Word. So we go back to Word and we go to File and we go to New Blank Document. And then this time I press Enter a couple of times like I said. And I'm going to go to Paste on the ribbon. And there we have it. And if you notice, we actually have the address bar information, we have the ticket information, and we have the start of the journey and the end of the journey information. And that's perfect. So let's quickly go back to the simulation and see what we need to call it. So it says we should save the file as trains in the digital folder. So let's go back to Word. Always go back and refer just to make sure you're doing the right thing. So we're going to go to File, Save As, Browse, go into Documents, yeah, and we look for the Documents folder, and then we go inside the digital folder. I'm going to keep on reminding you, and we're in the right location. We can see all the other things that we've done so far. Where it says File Name, we're clicking that, we press Delete, and we'll call it Trains, T-R-A-I-N-S, and I noticed it said Trains with lowercase t, so I'm going to do that and click on Save, and that's been saved. You can look at the top there, it's been saved, and we can go back to our simulation, and then it says upload the file by clicking the Choose File button below. So here's the Choose File button, but as we know, this shouldn't be used in the simulation because the files don't actually go anywhere, so you can't upload them from here. So what we'll do is that we'll upload them to the classroom, okay? So let's just do that. We'll go back to the classroom and we can unsubmit this because we want to upload something else. So unsubmit that. And then we'll click on Add, because we want to add a file to the uploads because we've already done the task. We go to File, go to Browse, and then we'll see Trains. So here's the Trains file, and then we'll click on Open, and the file will be uploaded. There it goes. Wonderful. So we have these two files. You have your task one, and you have the Trains file. The observation file is one that you downloaded, so you won't upload that. And then we got to hand in or turn in. So to click on turn in again. And again, don't worry, in the exam, you won't have to go through this Google Classroom uploading. You'll just upload it to this button here where it says choose file, and it's much, much simpler. Okay. All right. Once we finish this and see that we've named everything and we've done everything in this exercise, and then we'll go to the next one. And that's it. So we'll go here. It says we're going to have to go through the buy-in process. So it says fill in the form to create an account. So what do we do? It's asking for the email address. So let's put in our email address. So I'm going to put in Hal's email address, which is hald1eitt@gmail.com. I would suggest that you put in the email address that you are given on your course, okay? And then the password, so it's asking us to create a password. So it said your password must be at least 8 characters long and include a number 1. Include one number. So let's do that. So I'm going to put in look before you leap. So look before you leap, in capitals. Sunny 100. There you go. I've got a space in this, take the space out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm just going to repeat the same thing again. Look before you leap. It helps me to remember. Small letters, Sunny 100. There you go. And I'll put my first name, which is, I'll put Hal. That's the person's first name. And their last name is David. There you go. He's my robot son. And you will do this according to you. So you'll put in your email, you'll put in a password that you know is more than 8 characters long, including a number, at least one number. And you'll repeat it here. Then you'll put your first name and you'll put your last name, okay? And then we'll scroll down and it says to continue, select the bus. So where's the bus? Where's the bus? The bus is over here. So you click on that. The arrow will say that I've selected that. And then we'll say, we'd like to send you emails about our products. Please tell us if you are happy to receive emails. In some of the exams, it will say, please say that you are happy to accept emails. And then you click on yes. Don't argue with the exam and click on no. In this case, you could choose whether or not you are happy. I'm always happy to receive emails. Nothing wrong with a bit of information. So I'm going to click on yes, I'm happy. And then I've checked that I've done the bus, that I'm happy. I go back just to make sure everything here is correct. Always check your work. And then we go to next. Here it says, your friend is paying for your tickets with their card. So which one? We've got to select the option for them to pay by card. Well, that would be a Visa or MasterCard, wouldn't it? So we click on Visa or MasterCard. These ones are easy. Okay, so let's see what number 6 is. Number 6 says, type in the card number as you see it here. So let's do that. Let's type in the card number as we see it. So we click in the card number box and put in 4520, 520, and then 4226, 4226, and then 7828, 7828, and then 1145. And there we go. And it says the name that's on the card, which is N-E, oops, I'm going to do it in capitals as they do, caps lock, N-E, learner. And the expiry date is 0724, 0724. And the security code is on the other side of the card, which is 846. So we do 846. And then we've covered everything there. Okay, so we can click on next. And we have finished part 1 of the simulation. Give yourself a pat on the back. Well done to you. I think you've done really well. We'll move on to section 2 in the next video. And if I've gone too fast, or if I've said something you're not quite sure of, you know what you can do. You can pause me, rewind me, and play me again. I'll see you in the next video.